guys. Who's starting? Danny, you got the mic. Oh, Sam, you got one too.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm good. How are you, Sam?
Good, good. How have the last couple of days been? Did you talk with Draymond? Were you able to talk with him after what happened on Monday?
Yeah, we talked today. We had a great chat, and frankly, what night is it? What day is it today? So Monday night. Yeah. Monday night was not my finest hour, and that was a time I needed to be calm in the huddle, and so I regret my actions in that exchange, and I apologized to Dre. He apologized to me. We both apologized to the team. These things, they happen, especially when you get two incredibly competitive people like Dre and me. So over the 12 years we've been together, this has happened occasionally, and it's I'm not proud of it. We had a great chat. I care so much about Draymond, and the relationship we have is like family. We've been, and like family, you go through ups and downs. And my number one goal, honestly, is, for him to finish his career as a Warrior with us fighting, metaphorically, not literally, fighting and competing together until we're both gone. And I believe that's going to happen because I believe in Draymond, and I believe in myself, and I believe in everything we've built for 12 years. And so we had a great chat. I'm not going to share the details, but I can tell you this. I'm expecting the very best version of Draymond tomorrow. I know exactly who he is. He's a winner. He's a champion. He's the most passionate, competitive person I've ever met, and that can get the best of him, and it can get the best of me, and that's what happened the other night.
And was there any, at practice today, was there any discussion with the group or about what happened, or just keep pushing?
I talked to the team. Draymond also talked to the team. We both apologized for, what transpired. It was not a good look. As I said, it was on me as the coach to recognize the circumstances, and I did not do that. I let my emotions get the best of me, and it was not like I said, not my finest hour. But I also know exactly who Draymond is and exactly who I am. We want the exact same thing, and that's a good thing. And I think we're going to be fine. We're going to move forward from here, and I'm excited about what's ahead.
In wanting him to finish his career fighting as a Warrior, in your conversations with him, do you get the sense that he wants that too?
Hell yeah, yeah. He's one of the things I love about Draymond is his loyalty. I talked to Tom Izzo a lot. I've talked to him in the last couple of days, and Draymond's loyalty for Tom and his affection for his alma mater is one of my favorite things about him. We've been on the plane before where, Michigan State is on, Draymond's phone playing a game. And I know that they just lost because I hear Draymond like screaming, or I know that they just won. And I love that about him. He's a loyal guy. He's loyal to the Warriors. He's loyal to me, loyal to Steph. So he wants to be here his whole career. I want nothing more than that. I love Draymond, and I love everything he's meant to me and to the organization and to the Bay. And he's a complicated guy. He will be the first to admit that. He's very complex, but he is undyingly loyal and passionate, and I will go to bat for him as long as I'm coaching him here. And honestly, I would go to bat for him 20 years from now when we've haven't been together, because that's how strongly I feel about him, and that's how I want this thing to end with us, whenever that is.
talking about like you guys are on the same page about wanting the win, wanting the same things. How do you turn moments of like frustration like these into things that are positive versus letting it spiral?
There's a long history of that here, because we understand each other, and I understand his power. We have 4 banners out there, and obviously a lot of people played important roles in that. But I've said this before, and I truly believe it. I don't think we have any without Draymond. That's how much he impacts winning. So his ability to channel that passion, that emotion, that raw rage that he has is a key component to what makes us successful. And what I said about the other night, I didn't channel my own raw emotion and rage, of which there is plenty. We are far more alike than anyone would ever realize. So, yeah, this is not totally uncommon. I would say this hasn't happened in a few years, this kind of, a divide and a blow up. But in our 12 years together, it's not the first time. And we've always found a way to not only bounce back, but to make strides as a result.
Steve, to your point and to everything you're saying, and it's broader than just you and Draymond, obviously, do you feel like the air within the team is clear now?
I do. I think there's always going to be dynamics within a team, within every team that exists all season long, and it's the coach's job, and it's the leaders of the team on the roster's job to help guys through those circumstances. So, we have issues just like every other team has issues, but we have to work through them. And I believe that this was a major step in that happening, and I feel really good about where our team is on the floor, about where we're heading. I see the potential to do exactly what we did last year, to really go on a run and give ourselves a chance. And where we are as a team, as an organization, most important thing for me is for guys to recognize that there's beauty in the struggle. There's beauty in what we're trying to accomplish right now. We are no longer the 17 Warriors, dominating the league. We are a fading dynasty. We know that. Everybody knows that. So what is up to us? How do we carry ourselves night to night? How connected are we? And can we give ourselves another swing at the plate? We did that last year. I was really proud of the team last year, despite the loss against Minnesota, the injury to Steph. Who knows how far we would have gone, but we gave ourselves a chance, and that's the goal here. We know where we are. We've got to know who we are. We've got to know what's possible, and we have to take pride in the struggle, because this is part of life.
You kind of mentioned it earlier, but you and Draymond have been together for 12 years now, 11, 12 years. Like you said, you've had your blow-ups before. You've had confrontations. With a player like Draymond, who is so intense and has that fire, is it almost necessary sometimes to have those conflicts? Just, is that something that you have to have with him, or just as a coach?
Well, I mean, I suppose you could make that theory, and we could probably hash that out. It's just not really what I want to talk about. No matter what happens, we have to deal with the circumstances at play. And like I said, I wish I had handled myself better the other night. And but I also know that with 12 years behind us, we have a strong enough bond where we'll get past this like we have gotten through stuff in the past.
You mentioned the 17 Warriors. On that team, Draymond's uniqueness was a crucial element in that team doing what it was able to do. And my question to you is, At this stage of his career, how often will you see that best Draymond out there? Because, he's had some bumps this year.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I love about Draymond is he knows where he is right now. I mean, he's told me, I know I'm not the same player I was 8 years ago. And 2 years from now, I'm not going to be the same guy I am now. So I know I have to play the role that is, best for the team and best for me now. When I think of his words, when he says that, what comes to mind for me is where the rest of the league is, too, compared to 2017. It's not just we're all older and we've all, we have a different set of circumstances within our own team. The league is dramatically different, faster, more threes, more athleticism. Young teams are more dangerous than ever because of the pace. So for me, that means as a coach, I have to help the team play the way we need to play in those circumstances. That may mean taking Draymond off the ball. If somebody's going to put their best wing young defender on him to get underneath the dribble, then I got to get him in the corner and let Jimmy and Steph and others, operate on the ball. And Dre has been working hard on his corner three-point shooting the last couple of years. And this is part of our collective ability or awareness that we have to adapt to the modern game, to our circumstances, to being older, to the way teams are playing against us. All of that stuff is in this pot that we're mixing up, trying to figure this out.
We've seen in the past you've made moves that, maybe raised a few eyebrows. You moved Andre into the bench. You moved Klay to the bench. Is that even possible with Draymond?
He would do it. He's told me. He told me this year, I'll go to the bench if you need me to. I know what Draymond's about. He's about winning. That's not even a consideration for me right now because I'm really excited about this starting lineup. Steph, Draymond, Moses, QP, Jimmy. I think it's a great starting lineup for us because we get the size and shooting of Quentin next to Dre, which takes the pressure off of him. And Dre is at his best next to Steph. So he should play most of his minutes with Steph. Those two guys are incredible together. So the idea of bringing him off the bench, I understand it in theory, like, well, maybe we could get this or get that. Trust me, that's all we do as a staff is think about this stuff, all day long. And we've had every discussion about how to make our team the best. I'm convinced it's with what we're doing right now.
Is there a certain number of minutes? I know you've said that you want to limit Draymond's minutes at the 5. Is there a way do you monitor the minutes he plays at the 5, and is there a number that you don't want to go over, or is it just game by game?
It's game by game, but starting Quentin just allows us to set a tone. Quentin's got the big guy. Draymond, you're the 4. Teams are often putting their small guys on Quentin anyway, which puts Dre in the pick and roll on offense. And we saw this last year, our last 30 games. We found a really good combination of Jimmy and Steph and running our offense through each of them at different times. But what we did differently last year was we played Dre at the 5. So, as much as I would love to play that 5-man group with BP and Moses, we can do that for a handful of minutes a night. But we're trying to accomplish quite a few things all at once, and it's not easy. But it's really important to me that Steph and Dre play together and that we start big next to Dre. And I think what you're seeing the last couple of games, we're getting more consistent with our rotation pattern behind that group, and that's where I think this thing is heading.
I know Draymond didn't come back in the game the other night. Was there any possible follow-up, a fine or anything like that?
No. I said I was very much at fault for what happened the other night. So there's no need to even discuss anything like that.
Health-wise, everybody's okay?
Yeah, Al's likely to play tomorrow. Anything else? Yeah, Seth is still out. Yeah. I don't know that we've put anything out on Seth, so I'm not going to even say anything until we're ready to give you guys more info on that. Merry Christmas to you guys. Have
Merry
a great
Christmas.
night tonight. All right, thanks.